Okay. Thank you for joining me, guys. I'm a little bit lost as to how to introduce my new purchase here. Attempt number 3, maybe. Moment of madness, maybe, or just an outright thank you, Patrol Base, for making it so that I couldn't pass up on this. So, hey guys, welcome back to another one of my kit videos. I nearly said high kappa videos then. This isn't a high kappa, as you can very clearly see. It's a box for an AAP-01. So here in the UK, yes, right now as I'm filming this, we have just been through the whole Black Friday week saga. My God, I'm glad that is over, of every single company that's ever had my email address emailing me non-bloody stop. However, Cyber Monday often yields a pretty good haul now as well. So just by chance, I was flicking through my socials and I saw someone bit like, "Oh my God, this is so cheap!" And they'd got a picture, they got a link to the AAPs on Patrol Base, and then someone's going, "No, they're not." So I had to go and check that out because I've been kind of to and fro over one of these for a little while now. Anyway. I have some other stuff I quite like the look of, and they fit these really well. So I went over onto Patrol Base, and yeah, they've got black AAPs for standard price, and I kind of priced them up, and it's like, well, you know, normal pricing, it's not a good deal. So in the words of Martin Lewis, if it's not a good deal, it's not a good deal. You know, that's money gone. However, the tan ones, Patrol Base had on offer for significantly less than retail, £20 less than retail, which brought the total price of this gun to £64.99. You can't buy the mag for 30 quid in some places, so I thought that was a pretty good deal. So, happy little chap I was, like a dog with two tails. I've clicked buy, and it arrived next day. I only paid for standard delivery because I didn't really care when it turned up. I don't really, I'm not desperately needing it. I've got Kappas to keep me going in the meantime. I'm not going Airsoft within the next 2 weeks. It arrived next day, so cool. Cheers, Patrol Base. Smashed it out of the park on that one, guys. Not like you to normally get an order out that fast. So I'm not going to do like a full unbox and explain because kind of it's not an exciting affair. We kind of know what's going to be in here. We kind of know where this is going to go. So let's, what we'll do is we'll open it out. I've got a couple of spares just to one side, just there, and I'll just pull those in towards the end, and I'll show you those, and I'll show you where we're going to go with this and what we're going to do. So looking at this, it does look to be like it's come from Europe, a European import model. So obviously, I'm very aware that the way a lot of retail works, that kind of thing, they will secure a large stock for cheap by buying a lot of them. Usually, it will be some kind of European kind of thing. Also, I'm very aware that Patrol Base do a lot of the 8-field stuff, which comes from. It is absolutely evading me now. The people who, not Gunfire, the other people. Can't think of the name of them, but there's a very big European store, the one in Poland, I think it is. And so they've got ties over there, so it's not surprising that some of the kit comes direct from Europe. So that's fine. There's a European sticker on it. As indicated, it's the flat Dark Earth model. I'm just going to pull the tab open on this. So it's kind of a semi-unboxing video, but obviously we're not going to be surprised by anything which is in here. So standard manual. Action Army manuals are pretty decent. Reckons it's max 1 joule on this. I've not took it apart. I've not gassed it up. I've not done anything to even try. It tells you how to do stuff. Probably worth mentioning, the entire manual is in French. So either I need to learn French to read the manual to learn how to use this gun, or I need to leave the gun in the box. Or I'll just ignore the manual forever. So we have an energy test report on here, and it's quite clearly showing on here it is a sub 1 joule gun, 0.96 joules, 0.94, 0.92, 0.96, 96, 94, 94, 96. So not actually the worst consistency out of that then either. A little bit of information about that. It's a factory chronos, which, as we know, sometimes those figures can be a little bit massaged, and we have the all-important invoice, which we're not going to open. So here we go. It is an AAP-01. I'm going to take that sticker and put it there. So, yep, we have the Action Army magazine. Now, from what I gather of these magazines, the difference on these to standard Glock magazines is that they are notched on both sides, which is because we have ambidextrous mag release. So obviously you want that to be clicking in both sides of your magazine, depending on which side you have it. So that's worth remembering. If you're right-handed, normal Glock mags will be fine. If you're left-handed and you move it to a left-handed ambi kind of thing, you need the AA magazines or you need double-notched magazines. So like I say, this one isn't gassed up. Something worth bearing in mind as well, because from last time I did this, the gas router on the top of this magazine is fully flat. So it mates to the nozzle flat like that. That's the same for Wii, that's the same for Vorsk, I believe it's the same for Raven. However, TM, because TM are awesome and they do optimization and stuff, their gas mags are in like they have a curve to them, the U, and the nozzle matches that, so you get a better seal. So if you were to put this in a TM, you will lose a lot of gas because it doesn't mate into that nozzle properly. If you use a TM mag in this, you've got a flat nozzle and you have a curved gas router, you do have potential to lose a little bit out of the bits where it doesn't mate up. So if you can, match your nozzle to your mag gas seal router thing. Plasticky feeling, and here we go. This is the AAP-01. So on my channel, as of right now, probably the most successful video I've had so far is the one where I go over my black AAP and I show the rough spec that it has. So I'm not stupid. I can see where a lot of my audience is coming from, so it kind of felt like it was also the right thing to do another AAP build. I mean, they're not massively expensive to pick one of these things up. They shoot pretty well from what I remember and what everybody tells me. I certainly don't want a brat machine, but if I can just build it into something with kind of a low recoil, it'll just give me another option. Like I say, I am looking at another project which I needed really to get hold of an AAP for. So Flat Dark Earth, it's no different to my old black one. Has a pretty good nozzle seal as standard. It's a little bit janky. There you go. It does need a good grease up and lube up. It's not been taken apart yet. And we've got some good fun bits ready to go into it, as well as some bits which I want to get to go into it, which we'll go over very shortly as well. So there we go, a very quick once around the gun. I actually quite like it. At first I was a little bit, Flat Dark Earth's just going to look a bit gash, it's going to look very, very tactical. It doesn't actually, it looks quite nice, I quite like it. It's almost a gold colour. The camera's throwing the colour off a little bit, but it's not gold, don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid. But it's not awful. Safety button works at least with this trigger now. So let's have a quick look at the bits we've got to go in, and we'll have a quick talk about where we see this build going in the fullness of time. So the AAP has been on my radar for quite a while. When I sold my other one, I only kind of sold it because I didn't have the time to be trying to fix the shit that was wrong with it. It wasn't that I hated the gun. I've got a few people that I play with who also use AAP-01s. Matt from Dead Swans, for example, is savage with his AAP-01, and the thing is a monster. So a little bit of green eyes looking at that thing, and again, I just kind of a little bit of variance. I'm very vested into high cappers. And I think I've kind of got myself into a bit of a rut with that. I don't want to just keep building kappa after kappa after kappa after kappa with no endpoint in sight. So this was the happy medium. So what have we got to go into it? So I raided the spares box. We still have the AAP-01 PDI barrel. Smashing stuff, so that's going to increase accuracy for one, because it's PDI barrel. It will increase the FPS a little bit because the stock barrels, I'm not sure what the stock barrels are, possibly 603, 605, that's a 601, so it's nice and tight. To go along with that, we have one of the Autobot 60 bookings. This is the booking that came out of my clone MK23, and when I swapped it over to a 50 degree Novi one, because I wanted to try and copy the SSX build on there, so that's virtually brand new. You can see the two little taily bobs in there, so that will work exceptionally well. And then I actually went digging in my high capper box. So I had a pile of kit to one side. This barrel was a part of that kit, reserved for the next high capper build. So this is a bit long for a high capper. Using this barrel with a decent seal, it will quite easily go above 1.14 joules, running about 80 psi. So it's always been a bit touch and go, this barrel. So I took that out of it, and I also have this, the Hadron Designs. This is a CNC H plate, which will fit absolutely lovely with this Autobot. So I know a lot of people recommend the use of a Flamingo, but I don't have a Flamingo here. I do have an Autobot here, and I do have a H plate here. So that's kind of the barrel set. So kind of, for me, the accuracy is taken care of. A low-key hop unit is possibly on the cards. Not sure yet if that's 100%, because if this and this do the job, it is going to be a CQB. I might actually take it out for some kind of CQB work in the woods at some point. That's probably going to be a thing. But again, I'm not trying to shoot 70 meters point accurate with this thing, so I probably won't go down the TDC route with it. And then I've got a high capper nozzle. Obviously, high capper nozzles don't fit into these, but one of the large points of inconsistency on these is the nozzle spring inside it, the internal, like the nozzle valve spring. And you can buy them from Cow. Cow do them quite cheaply, with a long wait, unless someone in the UK's got them, at which point they're not cheap. But that's probably one of the biggest points of inconsistency. So my plan is to drop in a TM stock one. If nothing else, it should make that inconsistency more consistent. I don't mind if I lose a bit of FPS. I don't mind if I gain a bit of FPS, as long as the consistency kind of levels out. So if you imagine bottom end, top end, I don't mind, with the stock spring, it's bouncing all the way in between. I don't mind putting this spring in and it going, I don't mind putting the spring in and it going, or as long as it just, reduces that range a little bit. So that's the plan for the AAP. And that's it. That is the start of yet another build. You lucky people. So we've got, like I say, we've got a few bits we're going to do with this. I've got a semi-direction where I want to go with it, and as always, keep an eye out, because we are going to be featuring some pretty trick parts along the way as we go. So thank you very much. If you've watched this long, please do hit that like button. Please do drop me a comment what your thoughts and feelings are. Steve, you're an idiot. Why have you done another AP? Steve, you're an idiot. Why are you coming away from high cappers? Steve, you're an idiot. And as always, please do join me on my YouTubing journey and hit that subscribe button, and I will put some links to the products in my video down in the description box below. Thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one.